One secure cam lock secures both the lid and the pannier to the bike. Metal Mule, engineered to be different. Proud sponsors of the bike reviews on Adventure Bike TV.
It's the start of day 2, and the most important thing to mention this morning is the weather.
Yep.
Because it's exactly the same as it was yesterday, so the test is going to be a real fair one. Same conditions, both sets of tyres.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. It didn't rain much during the night,
no.
So it hasn't sort of got it really soaked. It's just started this morning, so it's going to be
the same as yesterday, really.
Yeah, be a real fair comparison.
Yeah.
Right from the outset, when we were doing this test, I've created some very, very specific points where I've been testing things in my head. So for instance, there's points on the trails where I'm turning the corner, that's a very sharp corner. There's other points where there's corners that are much wider and sweeping, where I really put on the power through the corner. So there's very specific points where I can make comparisons, and the same on the road. So for me, it's turning out of a corner or accelerating in a straight line to feel how much grip and is the rear wheel spinning up. And try as I might with the TKC 80, I could not get that rear wheel to spin up on the tarmac.
Just come back now from the TKC 80, the tyre that everybody wants to beat, I guess. So take some beating because that's one hell of a tyre. TKC 80 with proper tyre pressures in. Just a different bike. A lot of feel, very predictable. When it slides, you can just keep it there. It's brilliant under braking, stays nice when you're braking. I went up the grass hill, no problem at all. Turned around, came back down, nice and controlled. Had a few moments because now it's cutting up and it really is quite slick. But generally, it's going to be the one to beat.
This is a very interesting one. So I was having a right hoot at the time, and there were a couple of points reasonably early on when I was thinking, I feel like I'm floating a little bit. Am I getting the same grip that I thought I would get from this tyre? And I worked out why. It's because I was going so much faster. I just had the confidence to go a lot faster and actually work with the handlebars floating around a little bit. Because actually the grip was there, I was just going a lot faster. I just got back from doing the Mitas E09 on the road, and interestingly, what I found it, as I was rolling into corners, actually it was really smooth as you roll the bike over. I think the profile of the tyre must be affecting that. So that was really nice. But spinning up, exiting a corner on the straights, not as bad as the Karoo, but not as good as the other three.
Just come back from the Mitas E09 with the high tyre pressures. Did feel very blocky on the road, I must say. Probably 200 or 300 miles and knocked the corners off it. But off-road, it was impressive. Down the back, it was pulling over 90 miles an hour, stable as anything. It was beautiful. It did the grass easy. In fact, I could have probably changed gear. But one thing I noticed more than anything off-road is the stopping distance was probably 30 feet shorter than anything else, which is done at the same speed, same thing. That is super impressive. It just instills you with confidence. It holds a line very, very, very well. At the end of the airstrip into the left-hander, it's sublime, it's beautiful.
Okay, the E09's off-road with the lower tyre pressures. definitely a cut above the Karoo and the Pirelli. Definitely not as good as the TKC 80s. Against the Caparexes, closer. More difficult for me to draw that comparison with my skill level. But it was slipperier in places, so I think I put it just below the Caparex. So it is crunch time. 2 days of testing, 5 sets of tyres, a lot of riding, a lot of rain. So over the last 2 days, we have been filling in these forms. Now, what we've got on these is overall feel, overall feedback, feel under braking, and corner grip level. That's across road and off-road. We've got grip on gravel roads, grip on mud, grip on grass, overall road feeling, and then overall confidence. What we haven't done is shared between us any of the scores, any of our thoughts. So everything that we're going to talk about now and the scores behind me is brand new.
Yeah, we've not even seen any of it, no.
And I cannot describe how hard
That's
it has been.
ridiculous.
Because the first thing you want to do when you come back from out going out riding is go, oh, what about this and what about that? And
Yeah,
not been able to.
Tom's pushing us into separate rooms.
No, we have been told. So one kind of overall thing for me that I'm just wondering that I might see in the scoring is potentially, because of Molly's experience, might he see a kind of his breadth of scoring, just knowing how I scored stuff, would that be broader because he can feel differences far more than me? I don't know until I turn around. Any kind of overall thoughts for you, Molly?
I was just blown away on how good they all were off-road, on the road, sorry. I mean, off-road they were much of a muchness as well, but on the road, they were stunning.
Yeah. And actually,
in the wet, stunning.
I'd agree. I mean, I was really, really surprised how much grip they gave me, and that was really wet. I mean, it was standing water in places.
Standing water. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible, really.
Me too.
Yeah.
Right, well, moment of truth. Should we turn around and have a look?
Should we have a look?
Okay. Tom, just remind us.
Wow.
What's the colours? I'm red, he's black. Yeah, okay.
Hang on a minute.
I'm red, you're black.
Wow. Well,
So would you?
there's a big discrepancy between some of those, isn't there?
Yeah.
My lord.
So now that we've had a chance to immediately digest at least some of these numbers, let me just quickly explain what they mean. So scores in black are Molly's, scores in red are mine. Totals on the right-hand side. Reds in black circles is the combined totals. So I think the easiest place is to start at the kind of the extremes. Now, the one that's got the highest combined score is the TKC 80. So that was my highest score. It's Molly's second, because your highest score was the EO9 Dakar.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about that tyre first.
Yeah. I thought they were equal all the way through. Couldn't split them. The only thing that I chose the EO9 over the Continental was the braking. I was blown away by the brake. At very high speed, it stopped faster than any other tyre.
Right.
And was very stable in doing so. So that's why I marked it up.
Yeah. Which is probably something I wouldn't have enough feel for that. That's
no,
one of the things I found hardest was to feel.
I know,
the
it's a
differences
very
in
difficult
braking.
thing. Yeah, it is difficult.
Yeah. But the confidence it gave me off-road, and I said in the commentary much earlier, I felt at one point like I was floating a little bit. And it was only because I was going so much faster.
But that's the confidence thing.
Because it was giving me confidence.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's interesting. So you found it hard to kind of split the TKC and the EO9.
They were very good.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, it was my third highest score, so we weren't that far different.
We weren't. I'm looking at that one there.
Yeah.
That's because I think I tried to get that tyre up the green hill.
Yeah.
And was never going to go up.
Yeah.
And you were trying it on the side of the road, so there's two different levels of grass test. Yeah. There was only 2 tyres going to go up there anyway, and did. Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah. So the lowest score, the joint lowest score, was the Scorpion Rally.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a road bike tyre with a slot cut in it, personally.
Yeah. And actually, you look at the score,
Yeah.
We both marked it really high in terms of of a tarmac score.
Yeah, that was great on the road. It felt like a road bike. It was brilliant. But off-road, I just struggled constantly.
Yeah, and when you look at the block shapes, great big blocks in the middle. Yeah, nice shape to them, so which is why I felt good on tarmac, I think.
Yeah, it was good on tarmac. It was excellent on tarmac, but braking was good, it was stable, but off-road, it was scary.
Yeah.
I didn't want to slate anything, but it was time to shut off.
Yeah.
Really was.
Yeah, my view would be, if you're going to go somewhere where it is nearly all tarmac and just kind of bit of gravel, far track,
no problem.
Fine. Yeah. But anything beyond gravel, dry gravel, far tracks.
No thanks.
No. Okay.
So
just looking at kind of where we've scored the biggest kind of differences, we scored quite differently on the Dakar, although it was my second and it was your third. So maybe actually our kind of view overall was very similar. Yeah. But we scored quite differently on the Karoo 3.
On the Karoo 3, yeah. And that's. I quite liked it. I like its grip levels. I did like its grip levels, and I had a lot of feel from it. It gave me a lot of feel, and I liked it straight away, particularly when we had the softer tyre pressures in it. Took away the rumble, and it was nice. So I actually thought it was a good tyre.
Yeah. I think actually that's probably the only one really.
Yeah,
where we're really split.
Yeah. I quite like the feel of it. I don't mind the movement of it, but
I think that was probably it for me. For that movement, just didn't inspire any confidence in me at all.
I had the rev limiter light on that tyre more than anything. Overtaking, it was spinning up a little bit more, but the conditions have been appalling for all of them, and they all didn't do it.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
I mean, for me, it's the road just killed it for me. It didn't inspire any confidence.
No.
In comparison to the others.
Yeah.
I mean, as we said before, on the tarmac they were
surprisingly good. I couldn't believe how good they all were, really. They were. I couldn't fault any of them on the tarmac at all. Nothing.
So in terms of the scores, would say the winner is the TKC 80. But actually, I mean, you could actually say my winner was TKC 80, yours was a Dakar. Yeah. Joint first, maybe?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, this test came about because, I was unhappy with the TKC 80, and I found up, saying I need something better than that. And this is how this all came about, and through Trellis Sport and Continental Graham Matcham, they helped us with the test. And isn't it amazing that the tyre is, I don't know how old a tyre is.
It's been around for donkeys.
It's been around for donkeys, but it's still there, and it's still good. So the day they cracked that out of the mould, they've got to be very pleased. Yeah. And things have moved on, and that tyre's moved with it, and you've got to say, it's still good.
Absolutely.
It's still good.
Just two more things before we wrap up. So, costs. Now, so difficult to kind of get accurate costs because no matter where you go, you can always find a deal for something. So what we did was we took the prices from a single supplier on the web to compare the costs. I mean, there's 20 quid difference between the bottom and the top one. The other one, and it's a question that I know everyone will be asking, is about wear. Which of these tyres is going to last longest? Yeah. And it's something that we actually, that is probably one of the things we had talked about.
The thing we did speak about to start the test.
It's an impossible question to answer.
You can't do it. You're going to have people that are slight, large, 2 up, 1 up, camping gear, no camping gear. The parameters are just so far apart, you couldn't get it.
No, I mean, I know people who've taken, I'm not going to say which one of these tyres, but one of these tyres and they've ridden it hard and it's lasted 800 miles. Yeah. Somebody else has lasted 4,500. Yeah. And so, as you said,
you can't do it.
The weather, the heat, how hard you ride it, off-road, on-road.
There's too many variables to make that an accurate thing. And I know that's what everybody's going to harp on about probably, but that's the fact. The fact of it is, different people get different tyre life. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. It's been a cracking weekend,
Polly.
Yeah,
it has. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
No parts intrude into the Max pannier. This ensures every inch of space can be used. Metal Mule. Engineered to be different. Proud sponsors of the bike reviews on Adventure Bike TV.